Good afternoon, everyone. Scott Maybor here with your Medicare Missive from the Sunporch. Let's see, it's Friday the 17th. Have a great weekend, everybody. It's beautiful out. So today I wanted to talk to you about how the Part D deductible works. I spoke to a client. We're setting up his wife for insurance. He's already a client. And, one question he had for me is she and I going to be on the same drug plan? And I said, no, she has different drugs. But I was also playing with the different drug plans available using her drug list and their preferred pharmacy, which is critical. Their preferred pharmacy, they're in New Hampshire, is Hannaford's Market. Some of the carriers it doesn't matter, other carriers it does. So if they really going to go to Hannaford's and they're adamant they're not going to a CVS or a Walgreens or a Costco or a Walmart or anywhere else for their prescriptions, then you have to make sure that if you're inputting your own drugs, you also input the correct pharmacy in just the one, because the software will kind of default to the cheapest of the bunch without making it obvious which one that they're pricing. So that's one. So in this case, her drug list, New Hampshire has a drug plan that costs zero premium. And the thing to keep in mind with drug plans, they have a $615 deductible. I was going to say $590 was last year's. $615 deductible, and that is a calendar year. So as we get closer and closer to the end of the year, if you have drugs that are going to hit the deductible, that $615 is only going to be spread by a smaller number of months. So if you have a $1,000 drug and you're eligible for Medicare in September 1st, you have a $615 deductible, you go and fill that, you have a $1,000 copay, well, you're going to pay $615 because that's the deductible. So I'm sorry, not a $1,000 copay. You have a $50 copay for the drug, but a $615 deductible. $615 is going to be how much you pay in September plus the $50. The next month, you'll pay just the $50 because you've met the deductible. But you have to do the math. If you're eligible for Medicare in September, does it make sense to spread the $615 only over 3 or 4 months, September to the end of the year, where it's going to reset anyway? So here's the math for her plan. New Hampshire has a zero premium plan, and that is the cheapest if we were looking at a 12-month year. So if we're signing her up for January of 2026, the zero premium plan would have cost her a net of $2,100. Because of her drug, she's maxing out the drug plan. That's as much as she could spend. Option 2 was a monthly premium of $104. So it's $100 more a month, but it only has, its deductible is $130 for the year. So now instead of $615, it's $130. At the beginning of the year, that wouldn't make sense because you're paying $130 a month to get rid of a $615 deductible. But because of the higher premium, in January that plan would cost her $24.57. So for the year, so for a 12-month year, if she had signed up in January, she would have spent almost $2,500 if she had taken that plan. Obviously, the zero plan at $2,100 is better. There's also a plan in New Hampshire for $150 a month that has no deductible. That one, in January, would have cost her $2,906. Again, makes no sense. She should be on the zero premium plan. However, because of the way the deductible works for the shorter amount of months, we're not talking a 12-month year, we're talking eligibility in September or October. If she goes with the zero premium plan, so no premium, a $615 deductible, she's starting in October. I actually have it in my notes. It will cost her $1,116 for October, November, December. If she goes with the $104 a month plan with the $130 deductible, her net cost for the remainder of the year, October, November, December, is $845. If she goes with the zero premium plan for $150 a month, her net cost is $924 for the remainder of the year. So in this analysis, her best bet is to go with the $104 a month plan with the $130 deductible. Her net cost for the year will be $845, which is a lot of money for 3 months, but it's still cheaper by $300, $400 than the zero premium plan, which would cost her $1,100. Don't just jump on the cheapest plan, and if you're doing the analysis yourself, be very careful, because I don't honestly remember if Medicare.gov allows you to pick a start month. My software does, and I always do it once you kind of cross the halfway point to see, are you better off paying a lot of money in premium to get rid of the deductible if you're only spreading that deductible over a shorter period of time. Let me know if I can help. Let me know if you have any questions. This is why. So even if just for the 3-month period I've saved her $300 or $400, more than covers my fee. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any thoughts. Have a great weekend. Please like and share. I appreciate it. Have a great weekend.